Dajahao, my name is Eric, and welcome back to Taiwan Lao Wai. So, in case you missed my last video, I bought ingredients to make burgers, and then I did not make burgers. I decided to do something else for that video. So that was fun, but it's the next day now, and the rain is finally coming down. I don't know if you can hear it from my phone speaker, but yeah, it is going down hard out there. So I'd say this is the perfect time to hunker down inside, nice and safe, nice and dry, and finally make some burgers for lunch. Alright, let's get cooking. Also, I apologize if I'm sniffling a bit throughout this video. I think the wet weather really brings out my allergies. So yeah. Okay, as always, we set up all our ingredients beforehand. We have our ground beef that we purchased yesterday. We have some salt. We have garlic, we have chilies, and I was too lazy to go out and buy sliced cheese, so we are going to fold some grated Parmesan into the burger itself, and I think that'll be tasty. And to top our burgers, we're gonna take some nice mushrooms, we're gonna saute them in soy sauce, and that is gonna be pretty tasty. These burgers are gonna be very simple. You can obviously do more, you can change up the meat mixture, you can add sliced onions, that sort of thing. But we're gonna keep things nice and simple, and it's still gonna be delicious. First things first, get your meat in a mixing bowl, and when I tell you this stuff is fresh, man, it was still like leaking blood 2 days after I bought it. This is the good stuff. Next up, we're gonna prepare the stuff for our burger mixture, so that's gonna be in the garlic and the chilies. I've done garlic plenty of times already on this channel, so by now you know the drill. Take them off. Crush them with the flat edge of your knife. Cut off the ends, like so. And peel it out of its papery outer shell. And once your garlic's all peeled, just chop it up nice and thin. Alright, nice bit of minced garlic, and that's going in our burger mixture. Next up, our chilies. Now these chilies are kind of strong, so I'm only going to use 3 so I don't overpower the rest of the burger. So with these, you just cut off the heads, cut them down lengthwise into 2 nice even halves. And you can take the seeds out if you want. I'm going to leave them in just because I want some of that authentic spice. And when that's all taken care of, line them up nice and neatly, and just go to town. Get them nice and thin. Remember, this is going in our burger mixture. You do not want enormous chunks of spicy hot chili filling your mouth when you're trying to enjoy your burger. Nice thin strips. Pro tip, after working with chilies, wash your hands before you touch your face. Because if there's any chili juice still on your hands, if you touch your face, it's going to get in your eyes and in your nose, and it is going to hurt. Make sure you scrape your knife, get all the good stuff off. Of course, we can't avoid a pinch of salt in there, and a healthy sprinkle of Parmesan cheese. Might be a little too much Parmesan, but I like Parmesan, so whatevs. Now you can mix burgers with like a spoon and stuff, but I find the best way is really just to get your hands in there. That's what I'm gonna do. Just get your hands in there, mix it all together, mash it all up, get all the different flavorings incorporated into every surface and crevasse. This does get very messy. Just make sure you wash your hands afterwards, because you do not want to be touching things or people with raw meat gunk on your hands. And there we go, nice big ball of meat. So this will go in the fridge to keep cool for just a little bit while we prep everything else. Next up, mushroom time. First things first, wash your mushrooms. You always want to wash produce, and that's especially true for mushrooms because these things grow in the dirt. And you do not want any stray bits of dirt getting in your food. Okay, after you wash your mushrooms, your next step is to take off the stems because these things are tough and nasty. So it's very easy to just pull them off. Boop. And there we have a nice mushroom cap, nasty little mushroom stem, and you just do that to all your mushrooms. Don't worry if you tear apart the mushrooms a bit as you're taking the stems off. We are not making nice, pretty mushroom steaks. We're slicing everything up, so they do not need to be like pretty perfect and porcelain. And once they're all stemmed, just lay them flat, and once again, go to town. Now keep in mind, mushrooms shrink a lot when they cook because all the moisture gets out. So you don't want to cut like super, super thin. You just want to make nice, I guess, moderate strips. They don't have to be perfectly even. If I was being mean, I'd make you mince these mushrooms up to like make a mushroom paste or something. But there's no need. These will be perfectly fine, just chopped up normally. Alright, that is about the size you want for your cuts. And this may look like a lot of mushroom right now. Just remember, it cooks down significantly once we saute it, so don't worry. Plus, even if we do have extra mushroom, like, is there anything wrong with extra mushroom? Yeah, I didn't think so. Scoop those into a bowl. And last thing before I forget, our burger buns. I'm in a 2-burger sort of mood right now, so we're gonna make 2 burger buns. Very simple, just slice them in half, put them in the toaster oven, and toast them up for, I'm gonna go for 10 minutes, and we'll see how that looks. Clean up as you go. Wash dishes as you go. Thank me later. Okay, ingredients are prepped, buns are toasting. I think it's time to get cooking. So to start off, I'm actually gonna make myself a little snack with all those leftover chilies. Remember, when you are cooking for yourself, any produce you don't use will go bad, so you need to find creative ways to use it. Just a splash of oil in the pan. Gonna turn that up to medium. Put our chilies in, and we're just gonna let them roast for a bit. I'm gonna be cooking everything in the same pan today, so it's less washing up to do and the flavors all get a chance to marinate with each other. Okay, whoa, those guys are spitting already. Look at them go. Woo! So in case you don't know, oil spits when it comes into contact with water. Woo! Because oil and water do not mix, so hot oil plus water equals this nonsense. So I'm just gonna turn that down a bit. Okay, pro tip, I guess, when you do this at home, use less oil. Alright, they're starting to get a nice char. Just gonna toss on some salt real quick. Oh, geez, the chili aroma is intense. I am like sneezing, my eyes are watering. This may not have been as smart an idea as I thought it was. Okay, those actually look nice and done. I'm gonna transfer them to my plate here. Don't mind the sesame seeds, I was just eating a burger bun because I was hungry. Okay, I'm actually standing right outside the kitchen right now because holy crap, that was an ordeal. I kept most of it off camera because it was pretty gross, but those chili fumes were shockingly intense. I was sneezing, I was coughing, my nose was running. Yeah, there is probably a better, less painful way to roast up chilies. I will have to look that up later to make sure I never repeat that experience again. But we're just gonna let the kitchen air out for a couple minutes and then we are gonna get right back to cooking. Because holy crap. Okay, things have calmed down. We have our roasted chilies here. I'm just gonna try one and hope it doesn't completely burn my face off. Pray for my mouth, everybody. Oh dear. Oh dear. Okay, yeah, that backs wallop. Woo! See, what I should have done if I wasn't an idiot was cut them in half and take the seeds out before I roasted them. That probably would have made them way less hot in the eating. Those are almost like too hot to eat straight up. On the bright side though, they did give us this wonderful chili oil that they all cooked in, and that's sure to make the mushrooms extra tasty. Speaking of, I think it's mushroom time. We're gonna start with our heat on low just to get the mushrooms acquainted. Add in a generous pinch of salt because these are a lot of mushrooms. We're gonna stir them up for a bit just on their own. Get the cooking process nice and started. Listen to that sizzle, my friend. So you can see they're just starting to turn a little shade of blonde, and that's good. We're hoping to get them, you know, a nice sort of golden brown by the time we're done. Once that's underway, we're gonna kick up the heat just a bit. We're gonna add a splash of soy sauce. Keep in mind, soy sauce is very strong as a flavor, so you don't want to use too much. Just want enough to coat the mushrooms. I might have put in a little too much, but whatevs. Now the goal is to let these saute. We're gonna stir them every so often. I'm gonna hope that all that excess soy sauce gets boiled off in the cooking process while the mushrooms get nice and tasty. Yeah, I definitely put in too much soy sauce. That was on me. Still though, look at it bubble. That's pretty cool. So the goal with sauteing mushrooms is to get them nice and tender. When you pop one in your mouth, you want just a little bit of give when you bite down, but it really should be pretty seamless. Okay, those are tasting pretty done. So we're gonna get these out of here, trying to take as little of that excess soy sauce with them as possible. Because too much soy is, in fact, unpleasant. Whew, damn, those are good. They're rich, they're unctuous, they got just the right amount of soy. And on the bright side, we can use all this extra soy as flavoring when we cook our burgers. That's something I love to do when I cook, is just letting flavors bleed into each other like that. And I think it's gonna make the burgers really tasty. Speaking of, we still need to shape our burgers, so let's do that real quick. So when it comes to burgers, the size is really up to you. You know, obviously, you want to think about the size of your bun, how big you want them. So I'm gonna go for about this big, you know, nice fat patty. Remember, the fatter your burgers are, the more time they will need to cook, so plan accordingly. Okay, those are 4 nice sizable beef patties. And remember, this beef was 100 NTD, which is like $3 US and a bit, so that's really cheap for this much tasty beef. So our pan's back on low. Like I said, we're gonna cook up 2 of these bad boys now, save the other 2 for another time. So we're just gonna slop them in there. I don't have precise times down for how I like my burgers, so we're just gonna let these go for 2 to 3 minutes. And then we'll flip them, we'll let them go for another 2 to 3 minutes. We're gonna tilt them so all that soy sauce gets incorporated, and hopefully that will be tasty. Side note, our burger buns are looking really good right now. That's like right where I want them. Okay, I'm thinking these are about good, so I'm gonna flip them and check. Come on, get under there. Whoop. Yeah, it's looking decent, but it doesn't have that much of a crust, so I'm gonna let the other guy go for just a touch longer. While those are going, we're gonna get our buns out. Gonna be very careful, picking them off the tray. Ooh, hot. We're gonna set those up for easy burger delivery once it's time to get those bad boys off the stove. What's hot? Okay, time to flip our other friend here. Boop. Yeah, that's a bit more like it. See that nice dark crust it's forming up? That's what you like to see. Alright, so the answer with our burgers is that when you're cooking them on low, you want to do like 4 minutes, 3 or 4 minutes on each side, thereabouts. I'm actually gonna crank it up a bit, because I'm getting hungry, and I don't want those buns to go soft. So we're gonna let these go another 2 minutes or so. I don't know, I'm just throwing out times at this point. I'm gonna take them off when they look done. Okay, I'm thinking these are starting to look really good, so we're gonna get these off and onto our buns. And easy delivery. Yeah, this guy got a little messed up in the cooking process, but I'm sure it'll still be tasty. Okay, burgers acquired. I'd say that took about 7-8 minutes of total cook time or thereabouts. Now the last step is just to spoon a healthy handful of our soy mushrooms on top. Last but not least, top with our crowning bun. And there we have it. 2 very delicious, very stacked burgers with mushroom. Gotta say, this burger is holding together shockingly well for all the components. Alright, so we're gonna take a bite, we're gonna see how it tastes. Heck yeah, that's good. This turned out really well. You can taste the soy, you can taste the spice. There's just the right amount of chili to feel the heat without it being overpowering. The one thing I can't really taste is the Parmesan. Maybe I should have put more in, or maybe I should have just sprinkled it on top or something. Either way, I am calling this a success. Let's see if I can get a good close-up without light bloom. There we go. Look at that bad boy. Alright, this is going to be my lunch. It's going to fill me up very well. And I think that is going to be the start to a good day. It sounds like the rain is starting to taper off, so I might go outside for a bit. For now, though, I'm just going to eat, and I am going to enjoy. So, thank you everybody once again for joining me at Taiwan, Laoai. Be sure to like, comment, share, smash the bell, subscribe, all that good stuff. And as always, I will see you next time. 再见. Bye-bye.